Profit margins are pastry thin at North London's Wood Street Bakery, and last year's national insurance rise took another slice out of their income.
As it stands, the government makes more money from a croissant than we do. The budget changes that they made last year hugely impacted our business, made it very difficult for us to operate.
The government says they're pro-business and pro-growth, but do you think they actually are?
No, I don't.
And it's not just small businesses losing faith. At this major business gathering, the chief told ministers talk about growth is no longer enough.
If growth is your priority, make hard choices for it. Prove it. Against opposition, against short-term politics, be it on welfare, be it pension increases, show the markets you mean business. It means 1 or 2 broad tax rises rather than death by 1,000 taxes. 20 bad choices don't make for a good system.
Handy then that the business secretary was the next speaker.
I want to say to you directly that the challenges that you put to me are challenges that I accept and I will strive to deliver. We will build a pro-business, pro-wealth creation, pro-growth Britain.
But the Prime Minister, visiting a school today, also has other audiences who want him to tax and spend more.
I'll set out the details on Wednesday of the budget, but it will be a Labour budget with Labour values. It will be absolutely focused on fairness.
After last year's budget, Rachel Reeves said she wouldn't come back for more major tax rises, but no one believes we'll get to this time on Wednesday with that still intact.
We're expecting taxes on everything, pension, savings, income, you name it. But we're also expecting an increase in welfare, which we should not be seeing. No tax rises to pay for welfare.
And which of those would you reverse first? Would you cut spending or would you cut taxes?
We have to cut spending first.
But the Labour Party isn't in the mood for that, so the demands are stacking up on Rachel Reeves, such as ending the 2-child benefit cap, even without the other welfare cuts she had hoped for. And the Chancellor is now expected to top up Treasury coffers with a mixture of smaller tax rises rather than the big clear ones businesses are hoping for. Carl Dinnan, News at 10, Westminster.
And Robert's is here. So, Robert, despite the Chancellor's pleadings, is there still a sense of unease on the Labour backbenches? What is the latest on what we're expecting?
So, look, there are going to be £30 billion worth, roughly, of tax rises, 20 billion to fill a hole in the public finances because the independent forecaster, the Office of Budget Responsibility, is forecasting lower productivity, lower growth than they were doing only a few months ago. Chancellor says not her fault. This is the legacy of the low growth of the last government, but nonetheless, she's got to pick up the pieces. And, you know, truthfully, some of it is her fault because they haven't really done very much since they were elected 15 months ago to get the growth rate moving. You know, when you've got £30 billion worth of tax rises, nobody, whether you're a Labour backbencher or indeed a member of the public, is exactly going to be cracking open the champagne. And you know, they will be broadly spread among a whole variety of different measures. So, you know, if you save in a pension through something called a salary sacrifice scheme, you're going to end up paying a bit more national insurance, as will your employer. If you own a house worth more than £2 million, you will face something that will feel like a wealth tax, although it may well be sold to us as just a very big increase for those people in the council tax they pay. The tax thresholds for income tax will be frozen for another couple of years, which means, I mean, hundreds of thousands of people will find themselves paying the 40% tax rate or indeed the 45% tax rate. And some people are paying no tax at all. They find themselves paying the basic rate of tax. As I say, none of this will be popular in the short term. She will say she has to do it to stabilise the public finances. In addressing Labour MPs tonight, she said she had 3 big ambitions: getting the cost of living down. So I guess the one thing that she may do that may be more popular is I think she is going to take some of those green levies off our energy bills and park them into sort of general taxation. That will, I think, appeal to quite a lot of people. But in a way, the big thing that she is doing, which may work, I mean, we've all got to hope it does, is she is going to put about 10 billion quid of the 30 billion she's raising into building up a cushion against further shocks, which she hopes will persuade people, the big investors who lend to the government, to charge the government less interest, and therefore the interest bill the government pays will come down. But none of this is exactly populist, and all of it will feel quite difficult.
Difficult choices for the Chancellor. OK, Robert, many thanks indeed.